What a wonderful addition. And great to have him on his favourite podcast.
What a man, eh? What a man.
Hey,
oh yeah. Sorry,
I'm a little bit giddy now, guys. Hey, Rob Carney.
One last talking point from that game was the South Africa captain Siya Kolisi's yellow card in the last 10 minutes of the match for taking a man out in the air. Do we think it was the right decision? It's divided a lot of opinion. South African media, perhaps predictably, thought it was a shocking decision. Thoughts, Max, first up?
I thought he was honestly going for the ball and he didn't look once at the man. I felt bad for him, but these laws are always changing. So I don't know what the framework is like for it now, but I always assume that if someone's fairly trying to play the ball, you're not in danger, but I thought it would just be a penalty. But in my, I would have been like penalty, but I thought it was a harsh yellow. Yeah. For me anyway. The
famous moment in last week's pod, when Max, Ryan and Brian Habana all unanimously called the France-New Zealand game completely incorrectly. France's stunning 40-25 victory over the All Blacks. It's true, right?
I mean, no one saw. I don't think anyone saw it coming, did they? I don't know why. France are incredible, but why did we write them off, Max? What's wrong with us?
I think I'm going to put it down to a very grueling schedule for the Southern Hemisphere nations at the moment. I'm going to put it down to that now. Fatigue's set in, lads.
Maybe that's it.
But it's always that like cliche, right? If anyone's going to do it, the French are going to do it to the All Blacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's weird how they do that. I don't know what it is.
France being 24-6 up at half time. And then 3 tries in 12 minutes after the interval saw the All Blacks cutting France's lead to 2 points. You're thinking, here we go again. But let's talk about the most outrageous audacity from Romain and Tamak running the ball back from behind the try line, ending up with Adi Sarver being sin-binned in the 63rd minute. I mean, what the balls on that boy?
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
That's what I mean.
So
like
French.
Moments like that in that game. You're just like, no, surely not. Like, imagine being in the crowd at that point when he takes off. Everyone going absolutely mental on their feet. Yeah. Oh, so good, eh?
And they are impossible to beat when they got their back, when they've got that like back up under them. You know, when they feel like the crowd's behind them. I mean, you played in those games in France and the like in Toulouse or Toulon, or when they really get going, they are super difficult to beat.
Yeah, the emotional investment gets real, and they just run like crazy patriotic French demons at you. It's mad, isn't it? You can feel it. You're like, oh my god, and the crowd gets weird, and then you're like getting spat on in the tunnel. You're like, oh, this is fun. I want to be here. I want to play against this lot. Oh, French rugby, man! Woo!
Let's talk about another incredible player, Antoine Dupont. Is he your World Rugby Player of the Year, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenom, right? And I have to say I haven't watched enough of the French team to make that call. So I passed it on to one of the other guys. But from the games I've watched, he seems to have everything. And I don't want to overplay my hand here, but yeah, I mean he seems to be that one or two in a generation coming through. So incredible.
Offload to the boys.
Yeah, I like Dupont. Like he's a savage as well. Like when he puts his head down as well, you can just see he's a freak show athlete in terms of explosiveness. And then he's got like the guard and the technique, but he's the man. But you know who I really like for France is that incredible South African import, Williams. He's outrageously good. The lock forward, unbelievable player. Mate, how huge is it? It's like Frankenstein's monster, just clubbing All Blacks out there.
Can you imagine having him behind you in the
yeah? Oh, it'd be delightful.
That's all you want, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Just
so
Dutchman behind you. The only thing that's going through your head's your spine. Yeah, fantastic.
There was some big old boys there, some big old collisions as well. There'll be some sore bodies the next day, eh? Sore heads
Yeah.
and sore bodies.
They killed that. They killed the All Blacks on the game line, like almost on every. And that's so unusual, right? That's unusual to do that because they're so good at taking that step, a little bit of space and hitting someone coming through. I mean, they smashed them. They just couldn't get going.
Quick one on Gordon Darcy's blasted the All Blacks as patronising. For those of you who played against the All Blacks, that comes up following on from comments picked up by the ref, Mike, where you heard.
Say it.
Am I supposed to say? Okay, fine. Cole's saying about Sexton. Fuck, he's a mouthy. But in all seriousness, am I even allowed to say that? Bleep, 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 bleep. But in all seriousness, those of you who played against Johnny Sexton, is he up there with Farrell as one of the more mouthier opponents?
Well, he's a gamesman, isn't he? He wants to get in the ref's ear and control the narrative of the game for his team. I don't think you can I don't think Darcy's sort of can say that just like that. I think Colson is right to say that as well, I suppose. It's just
and
part
it was
of
said
the game.
in jest, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? It's just a jest. It's just like a bit of banter. I think it's fine.
You know when New Zealand lose, and it's so rare that everyone is so excited about it.
In it, patriotic ecstasy. It gets weird, doesn't it? Everyone's like, "Oh my god, we're going to win the World Cup!"
Because all you want,
we beat the All Blacks.
Completed it.
Sorry,
Completed.
I don't want to trivialize it.
All you want is for the All Blacks to be patronizing, because then it would fit with the 20 times you've been beaten by them, and such cocks. But actually, but actually they aren't.
Spot on.
They're just fucking good. So
Sexton is not that mouthy to the players. He's mouthy to the refs. He's, like you said, he's constantly in the refs' ear. So they would have been like, "Mate, shut up, leave." You know what I mean? And I reckon the ref would have found it funny as well.
Yeah. He's just like, shh, everyone can hear. The world can hear you.
Yeah, that was it. It was the freak out. Oh!